Peace to the gang, and welcome to Quit the Cat Podcast. Peace to the gang. Welcome back to Quit the Cat Podcast.
Yes,
it's
sir.
your boy BP, alongside the Bishop.
Yes,
and
sir.
we're coming to you live from beautiful Bang Bang Fitness Center in Harrisburg, PA. Make sure y'all check it out.
All right.
On Instagram, Google, and all that other stuff. Because he needs that. We all need that. You dig me?
Okay.
And today, we have a wonderful guest.
Yes.
She is a graduate of Harrisburg High Class of 1998. She has a Bachelor's of Arts in Criminal Justice,
Yes.
as well as a Master's in Addiction Counseling. She's a board member for Tears of Tarina, and Tears for Tarina, please don't let me mess that up, and assists with running a domestic violence support group in Dauphin County Prison, all while being a mother of two wonderful little girls.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Janine Rawls.
Yes.
How you doing?
This is her first podcast.
Her first podcast.
I
ladies
said,
and
you
gentlemen.
ain't been on nothing. She was like, nah, this is my first shindig. I said, oh, I feel honored.
Her first shindig. That's my word. I like that. And also, real quick, she's a chocolate freezer lover.
Yes, indeed. That's the only way to eat it.
Oh,
You can't. Yeah.
I thought that was a great. That was a great.
Yeah, he was
that
stuck on that. He was stuck on that for
Yeah,
sure.
I was. Yeah, I
He was
mean,
definitely stuck on that.
right. But before we get started and get
Yes.
into this podcast, we have to do a quick vibe check. So, Bishop, how are you feeling today?
I feel responsible.
Yeah,
That's how I'm feeling.
yeah.
I'm responsible for my feelings. I'm responsible for my reactions.
Absolutely.
The outside world does what it does, but I'm responsible for how I respond. So
Absolutely.
today I'm feeling responsible.
That's a good one.
Yes.
And Miss Janine.
I'm doing good. I don't think I can follow that up. That was a good
Hey,
one.
that's-
I'm responsible. Yeah.
Good is good, though.
Yeah, but
too.
I'm good. I'm
Good.
happy. I'm
Excellent.
enjoying the moment. So.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
That's what's up. We about to get into this moment then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I feel understanding.
Okay.
I'm starting to understand a lot of things,
Okay.
good and bad, and
Okay.
just understanding that I need to understand.
Okay.
So
He's understanding.
I'm understanding.
Listen, I respect that.
No doubt, no doubt. So
Yeah.
let's get into this.
Yes.
All right.
Janine, how are you doing? Welcome to the
good.
podcast.
Thank
It's your
you.
first podcast.
Yes.
Come to turn up with us real
Yes.
quick.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
So
quickly.
I see he wants to ask
No,
something.
no,
Okay, I was about to say, he look like he had something on rip. All right.
I'm not-
But I am. I'm going to ask. So
Okay.
tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us.
Well, I'm from here.
Right.
Pretty much went to Harrisburg High.
Mhm.
Yeah, Cougar for life. So definitely got to give shout outs
Right,
to
right,
Cougars. But went to University of Pittsburgh, got my bachelor's there, and then came back home. Stayed home for a little bit, did a little traveling, and came back and kind of just been here ever since.
Yeah.
Just working and raising my girls, and that's about it.
Word,
Yeah,
word.
pretty simple.
Pretty
Yeah,
simple, keeping
pretty
it easy.
simple.
I got a question because you are your family, her family. I wanted to know a little bit about the family because
Okay.
everybody does something remarkable.
Okay.
So I just want to take us
you.
through to the beginning of you growing up and how you got to and with your brothers. Because I don't know everyone.
Okay.
Shauna was like, no, that's her brother. That's her sister. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And your father, I was like, okay. So yeah, this is your first podcast. So
Yes.
just take us from the beginning, who you are and how you got to that part and what made you go into.
Okay. So pretty much my family is 3 boys. There's I have my first older brother who lives. He's not here. Then I have a brother here that is the principal of Cumberland Valley,
Okay.
Jesse. Then Jason is the principal down in York. Then it's me, and then I have my little sister who's at Milton Hershey and
Okay.
also on city council. So yeah, so pretty much like just being raised, it was set out very early. You're going to
Okay.
school.
Yes.
It was no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You're
Right.
going to school.
Right.
So my brother, those are the wrestlers. The 3 boys are the wrestlers.
That's why the name
So
sounds
yeah,
familiar.
so the first 2 are state champs. My third brother is a
Gotcha.
district champ. He
Okay.
went to Harrisburg High.
Okay.
So wrestled with my dad. The other 2 were at Susquehanna and wrestled under Jeff Swigert. So, but that was the thing. That was the goal. My first brother did it. He went to University of Michigan. We were all supposed to go to University of Michigan. That was the rule, but that's where my dad and my mom went.
Okay.
Yeah,
Word,
so they
word.
met here when my dad came up from Georgia in the 60s.
Okay.
And then they had been together
Okay.
like towards the end of high school, and then he went off to Colorado to wrestle. He came back. They got back together,
Okay.
and then That was their little love story, and ended up out in Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, because they went out there for a while.
So is your mom from here, or she?
She's from Royal Terrace.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
yeah,
where
yeah,
she grew
yeah.
up at.
Okay,
Yeah,
yep.
Royal
Okay.
Terrace, Summit Street. Yeah,
Okay,
so
down
she was
in the
over
third.
there. Yeah,
Third.
the dirty third.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said, and it was mandatory that your
Mhm.
application enrolled.
Yeah.
Everybody went.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, if my dad had it, he would have us all going to University of Michigan and all teachers.
Right.
But
Okay.
yeah, but everybody kind of my oldest is a pharmacist. My two my two brothers are teachers, education, Johnson's education, and then I'm like criminal justice. Yeah,
Okay. What made you pick
addictions
that?
counseling. You know what? That kind of like drew me in. I wanted to kind of like know my rights as a citizen,
Right,
so the
okay.
criminal justice part.
Okay.
And the plan was to like kind of get into education and give that part back, like to teach people about their
Right.
rights,
Okay.
but took a whole different avenue of itself. So
You
yeah.
still can teach people about their rights.
Yeah, you're right. But then
Yeah.
I hadn't used my undergrad for like 15 years
Yeah, but you
until
got
I
some
got there.
platform now.
Yeah, I
Definitely
do
need to
now.
know, and there's some people that don't know.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah, you're
We
right.
need to know.
You're right.
So that is so. Your sister, you said city council.
Hmm.
Was your father was the wrestling coach.
And
Yeah.
a teacher at Harrisburg High.
Yeah. 'Cause
He
Marvin,
was a shop teacher.
Yeah,
Marvin Red Cross wrestled with my
Yeah,
brothers. Yeah, that's how I know
yeah,
Marvin.
so
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
So, I mean, what I got for you? So you said which child? You said you're
I'm the fourth.
the fourth. You're in the
Yeah.
middle.
Yeah.
So how was it being the middle child?
Well, it wasn't bad. I mean, I'm the first girl too.
Okay.
So
Might have
I
got a
mean,
little easy, huh?
oh,
That was nice
yeah,
of you.
yeah. I don't know. You know, you still. I had 3 older brothers, so you still got roughed up. You
I'm
know.
about to say, did they try to wrestle you
Oh,
too?
indeed.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
me and my
yeah.
sister were like the little dummies that got, hey, you do this move on this person if my dad was showing some moves or something like that.
Oh.
So yeah, but yeah, it wasn't bad. You know, we're all
Okay.
really super close, so
That's
you
good.
know,
That's good.
you know, it is.
Okay.
It's good.
So you do addiction counseling. How does that work? Like, what do you do with that?
So with that, I haven't used that part just yet.
Okay.
Like I got my master's in 2021, and I did like
Congratulations.
thank you.
Yep.
I did my internship locally, and that's kind of like where I used a little bit of that. But I haven't gone into that whole field just yet.
Well, tell us
I'm more
about
now.
Yeah.
What, just
sure.
about addictions?
But what you
Hey,
learned.
whatever you
I
know.
went into it or what?
Well, how you got into it, what you
Okay.
know about it, what you can help with. Because we all addicted
Yeah.
to something. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So-
you're right about that.
Inform us, because we're going back on the criminal
Yeah.
justice too. So inform us, right?
Yeah.
Inform us.
Yeah. So tell us about it.
So I've been sober for the last 8 years.
Okay.
I have
Congratulations.
issue with alcohol. Thank you.
Okay.
And the reason why I got into addictions counseling was to learn, you
Okay.
know, like so I didn't relapse, you
Right.
know, and to teach myself about like why was I addicted, you know, why, and it's
Okay.
5 of us,
Yes.
why me,
Yes.
you know, in
Absolutely.
a sense, like. You know, and you read about it, you learn about it, and it's like, I don't think they even know. You know,
Right,
really,
right.
it's like, well, is there something morally wrong?
Yes.
No. You know, was
Yes.
environmental wrong? No.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it was like biological? No. You know, but I mean, I guess, yeah, you do have a sense of there's that drunk uncle they talk about.
Right,
you know,
right.
You know, we all have that, but. You know, so that was the whole thing of getting into
Okay.
that. And then I kind of wanted to go into the counseling piece and give that back, you know.
Right.
But I haven't gone there yet. Like, I did it, like, with my internship and stuff like that. And I liked it, but I was like,
So what would you tell me? What would you tell me?
About what? About addictions?
About my addiction. What would you tell me? What would you give me? What would you tell me? And how to handle and what process that I should go about handling an addiction? Because it can be an addiction to likes, any type of thing. So, like, what would you give someone that? What would you tell? Like, what would you? So, I'm your first patient.
Let's go.
What would you tell me? What would you give me?
Yeah.
To guide me, to give me anchors to with my
Mhm.
addiction, how to deal with it.
You want me to do a whole
I
session?
mean, give it to
The
me.
whole
Give me what you
session.
can give me.
Well, it's different because it's not like what I could give you. It's like, where are you at?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, are
Okay.
you at that spot to where you're accepting or you're acknowledging it? Like, where are you at in your life with
at
the
point
addiction.
where it's messing up my home,
Okay.
and
But-
I'm in denial.
Oh, see, now that's the tough one right there. Because denial, it can always, in a sense, be justified. So it's not that bad, but it is that bad. But
Right.
I'm not as bad as Bobby over there.
Okay.
So you know what I mean. So it's like, where are you at in that to say, okay, you're in denial about it, but that's
Right.
how do you move to that
Right,
next
'cause
stage?
People in denial will reflect on someone
Yeah.
else.
Exactly, all the time.
Always measure it to, well, it's not as worse as them, or I'm
Right.
not at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah. So. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you're in that, so they call that right. It's like the pre-contemplation stage, right, in the stages of change. And so when you're at that stage, it's like, I'm not looking to do nothing right now. But it's something that's bothering me. But I'm just not there right now. You know what I mean? So it's a whole bunch of stages that you move through to kind of get to
Right.
that part of where you're at the maintenance stage, where where you're like you've gone through the process of preparing yourself
Right.
to maintain some sort of sobriety. So
You see, I would need that because that's the same addiction that people will have to food, and that's the same excuses that people make up, because that's just as deadly. And it will shut your body down, your knees, your back, your arms, and all of those things. The more you get into, like, that's your craving, that's your pleasure sense,
Right.
that's your comfort,
Right.
So that's a field of real patience, and you have to, because it's for everybody.
Yeah, it's
because
real
for
patience,
me, because I would have to, just having somebody come, and it becomes like daunting that okay, they're working out hard, and then you go and you destroy it. And after a while, the working out drops off. They'll come up with excuses, and they no longer walk through the door, because that is more powerful. And then it becomes the self-doubt, the negative talk, the automatic negative thoughts. Well, this is not working. I'm not, and you'll talk yourself right out the door.
Right.
So I'll be trying to. I'm not at that level, and even looking into it, because you just sparked it. Like, that is an addiction. That is something that you will have to know, so that way that you can give people things and give them things to think about, because it's way more than just motivation. It's way more than just knowing I want you to show up, because that it always feels like a hurt relationship. It feels like a breakup.
Yeah.
Like, it always feels like a bad breakup, because I want to be in there with him, but this is more stronger, and this is pulling me this way, and then that becomes the end result. So
Yeah. The realest thing I've ever read, like when dealing with an addiction, is you have to grieve it. It's
Right.
like, because it's such a loss to you. This is everything to you, and now I'm taking it away from you. You know what I mean? So if you ever heard like the stages of grief, you have to go through those types of stages, and in the stages of grief, there's no telling how long you can stay in them.
Right.
You just go through them. So you're in denial about it, you're angry, you're depressed, you're bargaining, and then you finally get to that stage of acceptance. But who knows how long that's going to take?
Because in that stage, on that, just imagine what else you pile on.
Yeah.
Getting to that point, because you already feel at a low, and now you're just, like you said, accepting of different things coming in. It's a battle.
Oh, it is.
So I don't look at it in the smallest of that. It's not that serious, but it's at life or death for me. You see, that's where I'm at. So is my patience kind of thin? Yeah, because I know people that would love to be here, love to have the opportunity just to do that hard thing that is killing you, or being like, it's like, I ask people, like, because I was an addict. Like, I tell people all the time, I was no different than the dope dealers. Like, when them came to them pills, I was an addict. Like, even if I was selling them, like I still was. So I knew, like, I had to get to the point where I'm like, yo, this is killing me. This is not even, it's making me do things. I'm out here doing things that I shouldn't be doing, and then you wake up and the consequences is right there, and that's, like, them part of my years of my life was a blur. So it got to the point where I was tired. You see what I mean? And I became addicted to wanting to be better. So like now I am a hard bargain on myself. Do I accept that in life where I'm at? Yeah, but that's what keeps me going. Like I try to perfect everything, even and I'm acceptable that it can't be perfected, but I like to try. That's where my energy, that's my addiction to being the best that I can be. So my tolerance for people that have a option, there's some people that don't have an option. Like it's a different, but for food and certain things, then you have to be able to, especially when it becomes life or death, when you know it's killing you.
Right.
It's not making you feel better, it's killing you, and it's adding to that. So it's like, do you want to die or do you want to live?
Yeah.
And that's where I'll be at with it sometimes. So I'm learning that grace of just trying to find things to implement in there to sounds more empathy, more, because nobody never came for me. No one ever said, yo, you have a problem or you're doing X, Y, and Z. I had to get there on my own, So, I was around people that was they still, and there's some that still are, they're still there. So they never was going to tell me they still pop pills and be drinking, still be doing. Yeah. So I never would have got the answer in that crowd. So it's like, you got to, and I just urge people, like, you got to get around people that, are doing what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's why I say I admire, like, when you said, like, this is your first podcast, I'm like, you are, when I see you and I know everything that you know and what you get to help in your volunteer work and the things that you speak, like that, people remember that. Like, so you play a major part in people's lives that are lost. You feel me? Like, you are that light that people get to hear, and that's why I'm like, you don't know the ray of sunshine that you are, that you really are, and that's how I see you, because, like, you're not bad on the eyes, so that makes it a thing. And she's coming to tell you something that, you feel me? So, like, right. In that place where people at, like, you meet them with the whole, like, it's there for, like, I promise you, it stays with them. Like, like, oh, yeah, Janine told me, like, when they do come around there, so you sharing what you know. Everybody, we're all your clients. Yeah. Everybody you walk by, we're all your clients. Yeah. So what you know is what you share. That's why I'm like, wait, you ain't share. That's criminal justice. You gotta share it. Right. Like, that's what you know. What you know is your gift. That's why you went there to give it to us. You can't sit on it.
No, and I try not to. That's why I like the work I do now is what I give. You know what I mean? And I found like a place where I can do that. You know what I mean? And and give that back, because it's a lot of stuff out here, and it's always been that thing. You can't sit on it. You can't sit on your gift. You got to give it away. And I'm big on that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm at a spot where I have the ability to just throw it out there and people pick it up.
Oh, yeah. So, they like around like little homies. I'm telling you, because that's what what you need. Yeah. So it's definitely appreciated. That's why I'm like, wait, nah. Yeah. You had them already told the story, because your story is definitely needed to be heard and to help people come from that spot, because then they see you where you at and they be like, wait, oh no, I didn't even know. Yeah. It's relatable. She's like, so it's definitely big. Yeah. To share that.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's why I said I had to have you come on here.
I got you.
So even just to roll it back, while you were in school, when you were going through that, did it ever flash back to you, like the different sections of your addiction, like while you were learning? How did that work when you were in school? Was something like, damn, I remember when I did that, or I remember when I was doing that. I remember how I felt during this particular time. Like, was that something that hit you while you were in school?
Yeah, when I look back on it, when I did finally get sober and I look back, like, when I first started drinking and stuff like that, it was always excessive. Like, it was never just one drink and I'm done. It was always get that feeling and now I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was always over the top, 100 or nothing. Right. So, looking back, I could see where it took its turn. I know the moments it got real bad. Like, when I was 26, it's probably like, hello, like, we ready to roll for real. Right. I had no responsibilities except myself. So, so from like 26 on, it was horrible. Okay. And I ain't even play like it wasn't. Yeah. It was bad. Yeah. But honestly, you read it on the things that I read and stuff like that, the minute I picked up a drink, it was over. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, whatever was in my brain, it clicked on as soon as I took that drink, and it was like, you off to the races. Right.
So now it's one of those things where you be like, I don't even fool with it, I stay away from it, or you be like, I could have a little sip of wine, but is it like that, or is it just completely shut you down?
No, I haven't had a drink in 8 years. No, it's not even me picking up is honestly sending me straight down the path because it's been 8 years.
Right.
So when you talk about people relapsing, it's not just, I'm going to have a small cocktail.
Right.
I haven't had a drink in 8 years. I'm getting a whole bottle and then some. Line them up. Let's go. You know what I mean? So that's what I always have to tell myself, like literally that one day at a time, sometimes be seconds at a time, depending on where I'm at, you know, and because I know where it's going to be. Like, I'm just, somebody better take my kids, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be working no more. So it's a lot to lose to relapse. So, yeah.
So was it, like, I'm going to ask you, this is a thing for me, because I'm just going to ask this because ain't no question the wrong question. So was it a thing where, could you smell alcohol even when there was none around?
Mm-hmm. I did. Yeah. When I my first 30 days, right? I had 30 days, because my first year, when I decided to get sober, I said, I'm just going to give this a year. That's it. I'm giving 365. I'm going to give 100%. Because I'm a perfectionist. So I don't know how to do anything like halfway. It's 100% or nothing. So I said, I'm going to give 100%. I'm going to take the advice of everybody that's around me, that's a good support, and I'm going to do this. So I remember, like, my first 30 days, I was in my apartment. I was walking around with, like, just a bottle of water. Take a drink. And I was like, oh, this tastes like vodka. You know, but it wasn't. It was a bottle of water. And I was like, oh, wow. And even then, like, even sometimes hand sanitizer, I smell that, and it just, like, it hits me and be like, oh, that's some Moscato. You know what I mean? Because that was my drink. But, yeah, so it'd be, like, weird little things that as an alcoholic, you'd be like, I wonder if other people go through this, you know, or even, like, drunk dreams. I have those. And it's like I have this drunk dream when something's going on in my life that I'm not dealing with. I know that, you know what I mean? So it'd be like little things that come about.
How does that throw you off when you have those?
With the drunk dream?
Like, because I've had, like, I was addicted to weed. Like, I was smoking heavy, like, so I was like, dang, I stopped for a minute, and then I had a dream. I was like, bro, I know I ain't smoked a blunt last night. Like, I felt like I did, though. It felt real. So, like, how do you deal with those in those situations?
Well, I wake up, I get myself together, and I'm like, okay, I know I ain't drink nothing, but I have to find out what it is I'm not dealing with. And I have to immediately deal with it or try to find a sense of relieving whatever issue it is. Because I can't let it linger. Because that's one thing for me. Like, I never dealt with my emotions. I was a stuffer. And everything that came my way, I'll deal with that later. I'll deal with that later. You know, fear, deal with that later. Pain, deal with that later. You know, and just stuffed it down. So, you know, now I have to pull it out and really just pull it apart and go through the emotion and not around it, not side to side, not under, but through it, you know, in order to really get to where I need to be and stay where I'm at. So.
Yeah, that's why I said when people do try to avoid it, you can't avoid it. Like I was telling about people staying out of an area, like you got to be stronger than your environment. Like you can only keep driving around so much, you know, before it find you come out your front door. It's right there. So you want to definitely be strong instead of avoiding it, because like I feel living in avoidance is like a shallow life where you just gotta hide from everything and hide from people and hide from circumstances. Like I could not imagine, like I couldn't imagine just having to always hide from things and avoid places and avoid events and avoid invites because of that type of thing. So yes, you definitely have to face it and become strong, because you're here to live this life and it's going to be a long one. So you only can hide for so long, and it's gonna. I feel when you do that, it like balls your life up.
It's gonna come get you. It always comes and gets you. It always comes and gets you.
Yeah, it's unfinished business.
Right. And it's just telling you come finish it. Either you finish it or we're gonna finish you.
Right.
So that's exactly it. Now, in criminal justice, how much of addiction is a part of like the people that you may deal with on a base, like in your counseling sessions?
Yeah, that's most of it. That's most of it.
Really?
Yeah, depending on I can't even say depending on how long you've been in addiction. Somewhere along the line, they've gone within the system, you know, and that's the side of it. But it's death, institutions, or jail. You know, the three things. So you're going to wind up somewhere, you know. And if you're not dead, we're going to meet you in an institution or jail. So, you know what I mean? So, that's a big piece. And you do, and I think that, because I always say, like, when you get behind them walls, whether it's rehab or jail, them walls talk.
Yeah.
I heard nobody say them walls talk to you.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have created a plan, you've executed your plan, and you have yet to step outside.
Yeah.
And I don't know about y'all, but when I create plans, I don't create down days.
Yeah.
I don't,
Right,
because
right.
I don't know how that
Yeah,
is. I
yeah.
just create a happy plan,
Right.
and
Yeah, yeah.
it's all gonna
Every
work
day's
out.
happy,
Yeah,
yeah.
ain't nothing gonna come in my way. You know what I mean? So it's like when you do
Absolutely.
get those days that things come in your way, life on life terms. You're
Right.
just like, well, I didn't plan for that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
So like, what am I
absolutely.
supposed to do with it?
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's easy just to say, you know what, I'm not dealing with it. I'm going back.
Oh.
You know, and you go back there. So
Mm.
yeah, so you see that a lot.
It's a
Mm.
fight on both ends.
It is.
That's
It
why I be
is.
like, what side do you want to fight on?
Yeah.
Like, you have to
Right.
pick that. That's why I clear it's a fight on both ends.
Yeah.
So what side do you want to fight on?
Right.
You know, because you do plan it predictably, you do that. I'm like, yeah, it's coming. You know, and them people, you know, outside things, it's all about how you weigh the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to ask you about how do you juggle? How do you juggle?
What, just everything in
Yeah,
general?
yeah.
Oh. A good support system. Yeah, yeah. A good support system and catching myself.
Okay.
Like when I'm in those moments of being overwhelmed
Yeah,
or
right.
anxious. Yeah, I really literally have to, when I feel like my mind's racing, I literally have to stop myself where I'm at, you know, and just say a quick prayer
Right.
Okay.
and then keep it moving
Okay.
from there. You know what I mean? 'Cause I do
So
that.
is it faster than? Have you got better with that? Because
Yeah.
I know that has to take work. To
Oh,
get to the
that
point
takes
where-
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
because I still go off in my mind. And I'll be
Okay.
like, oh, you've been on that for about an hour.
Right,
Okay.
right.
You know, and I
right.
always say, like, I have to take the ladder and put it up to the side of my forehead and tell that person, get out of my
Okay.
head.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
Go
real.
on.
That's
Yeah,
real.
yeah,
Absolutely.
because it will drive you crazy.
Yes.
You know, we're trying to plan everything and stuff.
Right, right.
So, yeah. But I did, my support system, you know, definitely God is really all
Okay.
that I need to
Okay.
kind of get by. Because as long as I can stay connected, as long as I can stay sober, I'm staying connected to God.
Right,
And as long
right.
as I'm connected to God, I'm going to remain sober. So that's
Okay.
like that's my first line of defense for anything in my life. And then I kind of go down from there
Do you
to like
have
my support
anchors around
system. Yeah, like my family plays a big part.
Okay.
They played a huge part
Okay.
in me. And that was honestly when I got sober. It was me teaching them about sobriety because you know a lot of people don't know about it. It's like,
Right.
why don't you just stop? Just stop.
Yeah.
You could stop. You
Yeah.
want to do that? Just stop.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, it's not that.
Yeah.
Like I've tried to stop
Yeah.
on my
Yeah.
own,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
It keeps calling
Yeah.
me back.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
So,
real.
and but when I was, you know, sharing with them the things that I was learning, they were like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
like you know, this is something for
Yeah.
real, you know, because but they're my biggest part. My sister, my mom, my dad.
That's
You
excellent.
know, my kids, my brothers, my sister. Yeah, they
So
are.
do you take in things differently? Do you measure your whole life by that plane of, like, you got your anchor, you have your family, so like your social media or things all set up, geared to keep you in that place? I say that because social things can trigger, like, that's why I asked you, like, when you turn on your phone, like, things you follow, the things that come down your timeline, the friends that you have and the things they talk about, like, do you have that tailored to fit the lifestyle that you're sticking to, your sobriety, like, with everyone, like, your friends and all of them, all on that same wavelength?
Yeah, they are. They are. My friends, my family, they still drink, but
Right,
you
right.
know, and nobody shies away from bringing it around. Like just
Okay,
because I
okay.
stopped don't mean the world
Okay.
stopped.
Right,
There's still stuff
absolutely.
out there. So when I'm in that type of environment, like I go to parties and stuff like that, I just always create my own plan.
Okay,
You know, it's
okay.
always you create an exit plan so you
Okay.
know how
Right.
to.
Okay.
If I gotta go, I gotta roll.
Okay.
You know,
That's
I
smart.
got Uber on that.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
so
smart, yeah.
if I'm somewhere and I'm like, I gotta get out of here, I can go.
I'm gonna get up
You
out
know.
of here.
But yeah, but all my friends, that you know, everybody that I'm friends with is understanding. So
Okay.
nobody's
That's
like
good.
coming and saying, "Oh, well, you can drink now." No, they don't do that.
Okay.
So you know,
Yeah, that's
but
good.
yeah.
That's
So.
excellent.
And I don't have a bunch of yes men on my team. I got people that be like, you jacking up. You know, you messing up.
Right, right.
So yeah.
You
so.
can cuss if you want to.
No,
No, I'm
you
messing
don't.
I mean, you can if you want to.
No, I ain't gonna
Don't
mess
shy.
up.
Don't shy
No.
away from it now.
Yeah, but no, I got people that will get on me,
Absolutely.
you know. But, so.
Absolutely.
So tell us about the domestic violence. You're on the
Yes,
board.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
So tell us what you do with that and the volunteering with the domestic violence.
Okay. So, yeah, on Tears for Tarina with Angel Fox, and I couldn't got into that with a year and a half, almost 2 years ago,
Okay.
that I decided just to go, you know, talk to her. I went to school with Angel, so
Okay.
I know we played softball together and everything like that.
Okay.
I knew Tarina as well, played basketball with her, played softball with her,
Okay.
you know,
So you was an athlete too.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I was. I haven't picked up basketball since 2006.
Okay.
I'm like, nah.
You still think you still got it?
I would really have to do some stretching. Give them about a good hour to warm
Oh,
up.
that's cool though. You just got to stretch and you be back to it. You
Yeah.
good.
I do a couple sprints or something like that. You know, yeah.
Back into it.
Yeah, I think I still got a couple layups in me.
Okay.
Yeah,
You do.
you know what I mean. So.
So you were saying about the board and you.
Yeah, so that's how I got into that. And then at my current job where I'm at Dauphin County, Angel, we were talking about the support group. So bringing that into the women where I'm at and sharing with them the importance of domestic violence, what it
Right.
looks like and how it affects you, not just you but your family as well, and sharing the red flags of it. Because
Right.
a lot of women, even men too, have been in some form of a domestic violence situation,
Right.
whether it's emotional, mental, physical, abuse.
Yeah.
It's abuse.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so just making people aware of the red flags of it,
Okay.
because it's out there. It
It
really
is.
is. It really out there.
We have, because we all come from that type of trauma.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, some
yeah.
some
You know
form
what I
of it.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
'Cause I was going to ask, like, how prevalent is it? Because I often hear women say, like, it's a lot of women are going through a lot, but men never know the purveyors of the crime. We like, I don't know nobody that be beating up on a girl or abusing a woman. Like, that's what we say, but behind closed doors, there's a lot of women and men, like you said, that are dealing with abuse, and you're like, well, I didn't know that was going on, but that may be your homie or that may be somebody you know.
Yeah.
But, so how prevalent is that? Is it?
I think it's pretty big. I do. Especially, I think more so the physical, you hear about that, but you more or less hear the emotional and the mental.
Okay.
And that right there, when somebody has the power to change
Yeah.
your whole mindset,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
way you feel, the way you
Right.
think about your own
Yeah.
self.
Yeah.
And really got you out here thinking, well,
Yeah.
maybe I am
Yeah.
what they
Yeah.
say.
Right.
That right there, I think, is far greater to kind of
Yes.
change
Yes.
than it is the physical part.
Yeah.
The physical, yes, you're left with the scars of it too,
Right.
but that emotional, mental,
Yeah.
that's you reprogramming everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
And I can send you down all the wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
really could, because you
further.
could become that toxic person,
Yeah.
Right.
and it's a lot. I've been
Yeah.
running into that a lot,
Yeah.
like a lot of toxic people.
And then
Really?
the kids is running around up the school.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
goodness.
yeah, and
Cutting
you just
up,
like,
acting
yes.
crazy.
I'm telling you, that's what it is. It
Yeah.
is. And that's why I'll be thinking like some of it. Well, is that considered? Does that become mental health? From that?
I think, because it can turn into that traumatic experience
yes.
that then you
Yeah.
don't deal with,
Yeah.
that keeps chasing you
Yeah.
around.
And now it becomes a.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now you're it's at least PTSD.
Yes,
you know
yes,
what I mean?
absolutely.
So every time you might hear somebody yell, you jump or cower.
Yeah, and-
So
I'll
you be like,
I'll be on this. I'll be on this neurological. So when that starts to happen, it changes your nervous system, and it starts to become part of your cell. Like it becomes part of your being, and then they say like that it becomes you, and then
You can pass it to generations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's how it
Pass
becomes.
it
Like,
to your mate.
your
and
body's
everything.
under that much stress that
Yeah.
you're thinking, and that's what functions, and that's
yeah.
that's the outcome. And so
Yeah.
it's real when you just like, man, it's definitely real what you give your energy to. How to control your mind, being able to lock in and not to steal it. I do want to say this though because I feel it's big that it comes to a point where now if we can barely get a hold of it on our own, and now you have electronics and different things that are now stopping your concentration from
Yeah.
being able to get your mind
Yeah.
focused, and now at the same time you already feel have lack all these different things, and now you have your phone, so you know your thoughts become your environment. So everything on there is
your environment.
It's that. So it's relatable. Everybody's sad, sick, depressed. This person's cheating on. It's the rerun. So it's like now. So instead of you trying to get yourself together, as soon as you turn on your phone, it's on there, and then that's going to become the TV shows you watch because now.
Chaos.
So it becomes that total thing, and it becomes like the world's against me, everybody against me, and it becomes. So it's definitely for people like you, myself, that are trying to get people to. You have to. It's a lot of work. Because, like, you're up against so many other factors now, like trying to get someone to see the value in themselves.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
And I feel God has made it for you, me, other people who have been related. Like, you went through what you went through, and you became strong. How you became strong, so it can be done. You are relatable. You have. It's not that you just went to school for this, and you now sitting in front of me, and you ain't never experienced it. You know, we're at a point in life right now where people ain't doing the hard thing, but will sit right in front of you. You need to do.
Yeah.
Quit the cap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's because you went to school and you read a book. No, like, this thing is transferred from energy. I gotta be able to look in your eyes and you tell me you really understand what I'm going through.
You gotta know the pain of it.
Really,
definitely.
That's going to heal people so much faster because now in this world everything's monetized.
Right.
Now everybody wants to go to school and get a degree or go online and get a degree and sit in front of somebody. Nah, there's people really out here dying. There's people really getting locked up. There's people that really feel that, you stepped on my sneakers, you made me mad, I'm gonna kill you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, what else do I have to lose? I always talk about that. Kids coming out of hall, man. Like, if that's all they see, just imagine a kid before they get a cell phone. Just imagine that was their only world. When you look up, that's all you see.
Right.
You know. Right. So now you have the phones, you see worlds, but it won't come down to your environment. You're only gonna have on there, you know, shootouts and all the different things. You're still not gonna bring your thought pattern out past your environment.
Right.
So it's sometimes I feel like it's a lose-lose, but you just got to keep showing up. You know, I was sitting here and I had wrote down when we was waiting on you. I just said, my thought was, no one should have to reward you for your passion.
You
showing
reward
up,
yourself.
Yeah, showing up to do it should be the reward itself.
Right.
Exactly.
You know? And I feel like when you try to do things or get into things because your end goal is to make sure you're rich and comfortable or you're seen or you're validated, then you miss the whole point of what this is.
Right,
exactly.
Right.
So, you know, that's why I appreciate you because you've been doing the work. You've been doing the work. So it's like, I feel like we're giving you flowers, so to say.
No, thank you.
You know, I'm telling you right here that I appreciate what you're doing, and I appreciate you being real and actually. Because I never once seen you on there. Oh, we did this or I do that. Never once, and even when you can, respectively, and you can give people the game and the knowledge because that's where you come from, that place. And I just appreciate that you show up to do what you need to do. You know, and you show up with a smile on your face. Like, that matters. That matters. That matters if you're making a happy plan, and that matters because there's some people that they get in their bag, they're going to treat everybody accordingly to their emotions or how they feel about themselves. Even though everybody else don't deserve that.
Right, man.
You know, and even if something was wrong, I wouldn't know because you always show up with that smile on your face. So whoever that little person climbing down that ladder, when I see
running
you,
in there sometimes.
You all get it.
I appreciate you being who you need to be.
No, thank you.
And showing up. So let me ask you, do you have I always ask people this. Do you have a morning routine or a nighttime routine that you have?
Yeah.
You have one?
No, that is kind of where you talk about balance and stuff. I've tried. I've been trying. So, like, my New Year's thing was to get up every morning and exercise. I'd be tired. So I'd be like, I'm not getting up. So, I mean, but this morning I was proud of myself because I got up. Okay. But, you know, as far as like a routine, you know, no, not really. I get up. It's the same thing every day, so I guess it is a routine. You get up, you know, wash your face, get your stuff. Yeah, get the kids up, go to school, or sit, you know, take them to school. You know, getting a little stuff. I don't know. My girls, they're good in the morning, but my oldest, she gives me a hard time sometimes. Like every Monday, she'd be like, "Mommy, what day is it?" And I'm like, "What day is it?" She be like, I'm not going to school. You know, it's like, it's that way. I be like, come on, we do this every Monday. Like, you know what it is.
That's a routine, too.
Yeah.
That's a
So
morning routine as well,
yeah. In the nighttime, it's kind of calm. Like,
Okay.
you know, I do have to watch my 6:30 news every night. So,
Okay.
I got that from my dad. So, but that's like my evening.
Anything good on there?
Nah.
The news?
Yeah.
No, I just like watching world news, you know?
Propaganda.
Yeah. It's like, it can be sad at times. You be like,
Yeah, that's why I stopped watching it. I
Yeah.
was like, this is making me sad.
It does.
I'm going to get off of this today, you know what I'm saying? But what I watch ain't no better, so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that too.
I need 3 books.
3 books to read.
Nah, I need 3 books that you read, that you recommend.
Oh, you mean like this year or in the? Oh my God! You know what I had? Okay, so I started reading this book called "Healing Damaged Emotions."
Okay.
That was really good because that really taught me a lot about how to work that. How love languages, read that one.
Okay.
And then I started reading The Coldest Winter Ever
Okay.
too, but I didn't finish it. Like I'm still at the beginning, so. But I haven't read it.
Back.
I know, because I want to see. I want to see what happens to Winter after she gets out.
Okay.
So, but that's all.
Yeah,
I know, so.
the only last one I read was Midnight. I've heard.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, that was a good one. I read that one, but I haven't had time to really sit down and read. I don't like reading on tablets and stuff like that. Like when I was going to school, everything was online. I would print all that out because I can't. I can't concentrate.
Yeah.
My mind be all somewhere else.
You don't do audiobooks either?
No,
Okay.
I'll be in somebody else's world. No, what they say, like human brain with 2 minutes time span of keeping your attention, or 7 to 8 minutes. 7 to 8 minutes is what I learned. 7 to 8 minutes.
You got to build it.
Yeah.
You gotta
Oh no,
build
my mind goes off.
Yeah.
Even at work, like at my job, I have like yellow stickies all over of what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I have one up there for today. I put up when I left. I was like, this is what I need to do as soon as I come in.
Right,
now
right.
I'll come in and I'll start reading emails. Then I'll be doing something else. I'll be like, damn, I'm supposed to be doing this.
Oh no,
yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Just be in a moment.
Yeah.
And I'll look up and I'll be like, oh, it's 10 o'clock, bro, to go.
Oh
So.
no. Well, you be on time for us. So
Yeah.
So if you can give, one piece of advice to our listeners, what would it be?
Oh, one piece of advice. Live your life. Have fun. And really live and not survive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because there's a
That's
big
dope.
difference.
Yes,
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
Like when
dope.
you truly are living your life and you're just, I like to say, I don't want to say peace, because peace to me, I feel like I should be sitting on the beach with my
Right,
feet
right,
up
yeah,
and,
yeah,
you
right.
know, drinking some tonic water and lime, you know, or something. But like just having that sense of just like understanding the self-awareness.
Right,
When you
right.
have that
Yeah.
self-awareness of who you are as an individual, that to me is just takes over everything. You know, once you connected spiritually. For me, this has been my experience. Once I connected spiritually with God, it was my life just changed.
Really?
Everything changed.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? And that's where I really started living, where before I just honestly was surviving. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? Like just living to drink.
Okay.
You know, was nothing else that mattered. But once I really took hold and started meeting those demons that I had and unpacking stuff, and you know what I mean, it just things changed. Doors opened, and
Okay.
you
That's
know,
awesome.
yeah. So definitely that.
Congratulations.
Oh, yes,
On
ma'am.
the big journey. That's what's up.
Man.
So what do you have in the future? What's the future look like?
As far as what, just like anything?
Life. And you enjoying life.
Yeah.
Living.
Oh,
Yeah, what's your next step? What's next?
Does living involve?
yeah. You know, I don't know. I'm an Aquarius, so I just go
Okay.
with the flow. You know, I don't know. Like I have some things that I do want to do, but then I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna put no time frame on them. You know what I
Right.
mean? And just kind of just go with it. You know, but as far as like, I love my job that I'm at now. You know what I mean? And I hope to take that to different avenues
Right.
and things. But you know, I really just I would stay more connected, get more connected in the community,
Okay.
and really kind of give back. You know, and connect the community where the current environment where I'm at.
Yes.
So you know what I mean. So That's my thing. Yeah. Thank you.
Definitely.
She probably don't want people to find her.
You don't want people to find you?
Find me where?
Because we go on social media. We normally be like, where can they find you?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't really have a lot to offer on social media.
You got so everyone has something to offer.
Right, on social media? I
Yeah.
don't even post stuff like that.
But you have, they need it.
It's just Janine Rawls.
Janine
That's
Rawls.
Rawls, yeah.
They have
That's
Facebook,
it.
Instagram, Twitter.
Somebody
That's
might need to
it.
hit you about
I don't
the
have
law.
Twitter.
No Twitter.
I don't have Twitter. I only got
Okay.
Facebook and Instagram.
I'm twerking
Man.
on Twitter.
Are they? See, I never
Don't
did
be
it.
telling the secrets on Twitter. Golly. Anyway.
Y'all ain't get kicked off. Elon Musk ain't kicked y'all off yet.
He
No.
on there watching
Oh, is he?
Goofy, we ain't doing nothing to nobody.
I never knew that. I never knew how to tweet.
I don't
I'll be
either.
honest.
I don't
I don't do. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
just observe.
Yeah.
I'm not a tweeter. I'm a twatcher. That's what I do. I twatch.
That's nothing more, nothing less. I don't even hit the like button.
Yeah, I just,
Look,
Oh, so you can like stuff on Twitter? Oh, I thought you just like at people.
nah.
yeah, you can do that too, but
Okay.
like I said, we just twatch.
Oh, okay.
Don't tweet.
Do I want to know what twatch is? What is twatching?
No.
Because I can take that. That's like
Twatching is like, it's twatching.
it's twatching.
That's all I can say.
Oh, okay.
That's my addiction that I need to work on.
Twatching.
So,
Since we're all being honest,
since we're being honest,
it's ruining my
yeah,
life.
listen, get away from me, Twitter. You're horrible for me. But no,
We appreciate
we
you.
definitely appreciate
Wow,
you
thank you.
for coming
Thanks
through.
for
We're glad
having
that
us.
you got to rock with us on your
Yes.
first podcast.
Yeah.
That's excellent. I think we
Yeah.
learned a lot about you.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I mean? So thank you for rocking with us.
Yes.
For real,
Oh,
for
no
real.
problem.
Until
No
you have many
problem.
more podcasts to come.
Yeah.
It
This
is.
was your first.
You were.
Yeah.
You
If you
were.
want to come back, come back.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No
All right.
problem.
But ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
this has been another episode of Quit the
Yes.
Cat Podcast.
All right.
I'm your boy BP, alongside the Bishop.
Yes, sir.
And we had a wonderful time talking to Miss Janine Rawls today.
Yes.
And I mean, make sure you go check her out, even though she don't want you to check her out. You know what I'm saying? Don't be watching her page.
No.
It ain't like that. You understand? But listen, make sure you check us out on Spotify.
Yes.
You check us out on Anchor. You check us out on YouTube. You check us out on Apple Music. iHeart Music.
Yes.
Where else we at? We
We're on
everywhere.
Pitch Patch.
Pitch Patch. Listen, man,
Yes.
we about to
Google,
go down.
Podcast, everything.
Oh, wow.
Listen, man,
everywhere.
we about to be the #1 podcast
Yes.
in the
So
world.
on
Oh,
YouTube,
that's
I'm
right.
speaking it into
subscribe,
existence.
follow. Yes.
Mhm.
All of that. You feel
Yeah.
me? And we'll holler. Till next time.
Yes.
Quit the Cat. I holler. Peace to the gang, and welcome to Quit the Cat Podcast.